Was Dan reading Roger Ebert's critical review of Deuce Bigelow, European Gigolo, awful? 53 said no.
Soup of the day. Go ahead.
Put on your aprons, boys. It's time to step into the kitchen. Here is our head chef, Greg Cote, with his soup de jour.
Let's all...
We'll talk to you mañana. This was the Dan Le Batard Show on ESPN Radio.
I'm just getting crushed on Twitter, and I want my dad to kind of come to my defense here, and because I do care about this, and I care about it. Come on, like, back me up.
No, Christopher does. I was saying off air to these guys, Christopher's very...
It's Dan, Stu, and Greg Cote on ESPN Radio.
And Cody's only in here once a week, and he does several things, and he knows this. Well, Greg, actually, I am wondering, do you know this? Like, you do several things every Tuesday that you should be yelled at for.
I'm impervious.
You're listening to Dan, Stu, and Cote on ESPN Radio.
But, Greg, I think Greg could do it.
No way. No way.
Well, if your wife really wanted a reservation somewhere, Greg, you have to do what you have to do.
I tell them I'm the PFPI commissioner.
This was the Dan Le Batard Show on ESPN Radio.
And Terrell Owens.
It's crazy.
And I don't get it. He needs to get rid of that and only look at, Greg, the fact that these are two of the top 3 receivers who have ever played the game of football.
It's quantified.
It's Dan, Stu, and Greg Cote on ESPN Radio.
All right, Cody's done sneezing. Cody, your funniest thing from the sports weekend.
I have to go with...
It's Dan, Stu, and Greg Cote on ESPN Radio.
Allison was asking me all sorts of questions about you and your dancing leg syndrome during the break. And I'm like, why don't you just ask Cody? And she's like, I don't want to bother him, but now you can take up your questions with Allison back there. Allison, what do you want to know about Greg Cote's dancing escapades?
I want to know what you were doing this weekend. What did you do to get dancing?
Dancing leg syndrome.
Yeah, we were at a wedding, and there is a restless leg syndrome. My uncle...
Keep it on the Dan Le Batard Show on ESPN Radio. It is time now for a weekly update on our favorite team, Rex Lobos.
The 33rd.
Here is their head coach and president of football operations, Greg Cote.
I'm not doing that with you guys. I'm not doing that with you guys.
Come on, just one. Woo! Just one, Dan.
I'll give you one.
All right.
The Lobos are victorious.
It's Dan, Stu, and Greg Cote on ESPN Radio.
And Cody, how would you do it? So I get on the elevator with you, and I'm like, hey, what do you think is going to happen in the tournament? How do you do it?
I think that my Final Four is Kansas, Miami, Iona.
This was the Dan Le Batard Show on ESPN Radio.
Hold on a second here. Let me gather myself. Greg Cote's got some Bovada odds. He had some Bovada odds here, but now Greg Cote has left the room, and I'm getting some information from the production staff that they want to, okay, we're going to do this, but did he need to leave the room to do this? All right, we're going to go by phone here to Greg Cote of the Miami Herald, but it's not Greg Cote of the Miami Herald. Clearly, it's Mickey Mouse. Mickey Mouse, would you do us the courtesy, please, of breaking it down? How would that team do?
This was the Dan Le Batard Show on ESPN Radio.
Look at this. Greg Cote's not going to say anything for the rest of the show because he
Really,
yes,
Greg?
no, he's useless. This makes it worse. It makes it worse.
No, I've said my piece.
You've got 25 seconds.
Okay,
Just talk.
The rule of thumb should be that transfers...
This was the Dan Le Batard Show on ESPN Radio.